as I reported earlier, or a couple days ago, MSNBC, oh my God, MSNBC, which like a long, long time ago in a galaxy far away, was like kind of progressive. You remember when like Keith Olbermann was like sane and progressive, like fighting against the Bush administration? Ed Schultz, when he had a primetime show, like MSNBC used to be somewhat progressive. I don't know what the hell has happened here. Maybe Comcast has said, enough with your progressive nonsense. We want our tax cuts, we want our deregulation, and we want it now. That's Comcast, the parent company. So, to remind you, this is the journalism of MSNBC in recent weeks.
Well, I mean, look, first of all, I think what the first debate showed us is that they do make a difference, right? I mean, we've already had at least one candidate drop out. So, it feels like this is going to narrow it further and further. I think, having Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren next to each other will really highlight, because for me, as, again, I'm not the political analyst here, but just as a woman, probably considered a somewhat moderate Democrat, Bernie Sanders makes my skin crawl, and I can't even identify for you what exactly it is, but I see him as sort of a not pro-woman candidate. And so having the two of them there, like, I don't understand young women who support him. And I'm hoping that having him next to her will help highlight that, because those are the people that if I were her, I would want to say, well, why are you supporting him and not me if you're going to choose between the two of us?
We'll leave it there.
I missed this when I first reported on it. That idiot, Mimi Roca, she lives in Scarsdale, which is one of the wealthiest counties in America. Okay? She also worked for the federal government as a prosecutor when the federal government could have charged big bankers who brought down the financial system, the global financial system. Her and her allies did nothing. I'm not a woman. I don't have those parts, but I could venture to think that maybe women want to vote for Bernie Sanders, he's been fighting for their abortion rights since the 1970s. Maybe women want to vote for Bernie Sanders because he's been fighting to close the pay gap pretty much since he's been in office, when no one was talking about it. Maybe women like Bernie Sanders because women have health care needs that they can't afford, and especially preventive means like mammograms and things like that. He's so anti-women. Oh my God, what a piece of shit that woman is. Sorry. And what was even more infuriating, she's saying this ridiculousness, which the anchor does not challenge her on, and Zelina Maxwell, who tweets deranged things about Bernie Sanders constantly without facts. I don't mind if you criticize Bernie Sanders or anyone. Do you have any facts to support what you're saying? Oh, he makes my skin crawl. Why? Well, I don't know. Then go to a dermatologist. So, but Zelina Maxwell's like, yeah, makes my skin crawl too. Makes my skin crawl too. Thank you, Robert Cordova, $5 in the super chat. So what do you think about Kamala Harris trying to pass a bill that would federally make marijuana legal? I think Kamala Harris is trying to flip-flop like Mitt Romney and Hillary Clinton. Yeah, well, it's great that you want to make it legal now. You didn't want to make it legal when you had some power in California. When you were the Attorney General of California, you didn't want to make it legal. So, too little, too late, if you ask me. And I don't want to hear, oh, people evolve. Yeah, a lot of politicians conveniently evolve when they're running for president. You ever notice that? A lot of politicians conveniently evolve on issues when they're running for president. One person has been right on these issues basically for 30 years. And I guarantee you, Elizabeth Warren, if you came to this late, the Democrats just agreed to a $738 billion defense budget. Guarantee you she's going to vote against it. Guarantee you she's going to vote against it. When last year she voted for a $715 billion defense budget. Let's take a look at another clip from MSNBC, which is just mind-boggling to me. Look at this.
Let me ask you about this, because there's this new poll from CNN out of New Hampshire showing New England, showing Senator Elizabeth Warren ahead of your candidate, ahead of Bernie Sanders. He's also behind Senator Warren when it comes to money raised.
Ahead of your candidate. Are you looking at the screen, folks? They're tied in this poll. Later polls have shown Bernie Sanders ahead of Elizabeth Warren in New Hampshire and very close to Biden. This anchor, literally with a straight face, the graphic is on the screen, says,
you have to pay for it.
Let me ask you about this because there's this new poll from CNN out of New Hampshire showing New England, showing Senator Elizabeth Warren ahead of your candidate, ahead of Bernie Sanders. He's also behind Senator Warren when it comes to money raised. Is she owning your lane?
No. So our lane is not the same as Elizabeth Warren's lane, and I think
Fairly similar. Is that not fair?
no, it's not. When you look down at the race, I think if you look at the race, Bernie Sanders' base is much more diverse, is much more working class. He's still winning overwhelmingly with young people. So I do not know. The base is not the same.
You're not worried when you see this poll showing in a place where Senator Sanders did very well in 2016 and now he's not? That concerns you not at all?
I'm sorry. I like Jeff Weaver. But possibly, can you correct her? She's saying Elizabeth Warren is leading Bernie Sanders in New Hampshire when the graphic, they're tied in that poll. And again, since then, Bernie Sanders is beating her in New Hampshire. And she also said, and he's not doing good now. He's at 19%. He's 5 points behind Biden. Yeah. In 2016, he was running against one person. Now he's running against 15. So is he really not doing good? Or is he just have more competitors? He's still, in that poll, only 5% back. But the point is, the MSNBC anchor, she has the poll right in front of her. I used to work in corporate media. She's got the poll in front of her. They're tied. She says, Elizabeth Warren is leading Bernie Sanders. Like, this is Fox News level lying. This isn't subtle lying. And I'm not saying this to knock Elizabeth Warren. She did well in that poll. But they were tied.
Hope you enjoyed that last video. Hop on over to statuscoup.com where you can sign up for our email list and become a member for as low as $5 to $10 a month. Membership is how we grow. That's statuscoup.com/join. And remember, join our email list so we can grow the revolution with you.